Welcome to Sailing Sersha. I'm Tegan. My parents sold our house, sold their business, and bought a 38-foot island spirit catamaran with the goal to travel the world. Only problem is, it needed a complete refit. This is Colbin, my husband, Karen, my mum, Denver, my brother, and Robin, my dad. Together we make up Sailing Sersha. In last week's episode, we arrived at Petite Nevis, which is an uninhabited island just off of the coast of Bequia. We also shared some breaking news about the future of Sersha. If you'd like to watch that episode, I'll leave the button above. Colbin also got a job on a super yacht, which came out from Mystique to pick him up from Sersha, so he headed out for 2 weeks. Petite Nevis has a small natural harbour in the front of the island. There is a small lagoon on the south side where there's one pebbled beach located. We dropped anchor in the little lagoon in front of the whaling station. They do say if you are facing the whaling station to go a little bit to the right of it for better holding. We anchored just to the left of the whaling station, and when we dived on the anchor, it wasn't the greatest holding. We didn't drag, but when we dove a little bit further down to the right of the whaling station, it was pretty much all sand. Petite Nevis has a maximum length of around 850 meters. It's a tiny little island with literally nothing on it, but it really is just so beautiful. I just realized I'm an incredibly spoiled woman. I'm so used to either getting coffee in bed or coming out here, and I've got my coffee pot, my sugar and my milk in my cup, and I just sit down and drink it. I don't know how I got it so wrong, where the coffee granules ended up getting through the filter into my coffee, and I somehow got a really lovely oil slick on the top. So after a horrible cup of coffee, we dived into the water to explore the underwater life. We originally dived into the water with our old GoPro, the one of 3 that have broken, because suddenly it started working again. So we took it in, and sadly, after 20 minutes of snorkeling and getting the most amazing footage of some fish, it filled up with water and we were unable to access any of the data on the card. So back to our older camera that doesn't have as good a quality, but we were still able to capture some of the underwater life.
on.
That,
Lovely grey hair.
look at that. Our masks are way too small. What caused that wrinkle?
Just long time in the water.
That snorkeling was incredible.
Pretty darn good.
So damn cold. You wouldn't think that in the Caribbean.
My fingertips are actually numb.
But it was incredible. Such diversity of fish.
And coral.
And coral.
And the fish are
healthy
curious.
coral.
They come looking at you.
We are on a high. But now we need some tea.
And we're going to be leaving.
Yeah. But
Might have to come back again.
that really is just, wow. Better than Tobago Keys. Tobago Keys.
Well, the fish were.
The fish, I think just, it's such a small area compared to Tobago Keys. You can't really compare.
No, it's because it's a tiny little
It's a
area. You'll have to
tiny,
just video it.
yeah,
But
area,
also,
but-
it's also not blue like Tobago Keys. But still
It's
pretty.
very clear. It's beautiful and clear. But just
well worth the
well
cold,
worth
the frostbite.
and the rough night on anchor.
Yeah.
It's a bit touch and go there. So we just got back from our second dive. Our GoPro footage was just terrible, so we went down with our phones to try and get something that we could use for our videos because it was just so beautiful. And yeah, it's so terrible not having a proper camera to be able to document all this. It really is. But anyway, so we been for our second dive, engines are on, anchors up, and we headed to Friendship Bay at Bequia. I'm always correcting everyone else to say Bequia instead of Bequia. But yes, we're going to Friendship Bay for a few days. Although Bequia is the second largest of the 32 Grenadine islands, it is only 7 square miles in size. To give you an idea, London's Heathrow Airport is slightly bigger. You battling?
How did you get up here before us?
Because you guys just diddle daddle. Bequia had such a different feel to it compared to the other islands we had visited. There was just so much more colour and plant form that made such a huge difference to us and just brought on a very happy feeling while walking around the town of Friendship Bay. What we really loved about walking around the town of Friendship Bay was there were so few people. You barely passed anyone on our 2-hour walk. There are approximately only 5,300 residents on Bequia Island. While we were walking around Friendship Bay, we saw a few for sale signs for land and houses, and it got us thinking that this could be our dream destination. After looking into it online, it is way above our price range. During our 5-night stay in Friendship Bay, we very rarely had more than 2 to 3 yachts in the bay with us. So it was really nice and quiet, the holding was really good, and we really enjoyed our time there.
We are headed out of Friendship Bay after a rough night of lots of bouncing and wind. We've decided to go around to Admiralty Bay. Admiralty Bay. We're unsure because we've seen 2 different spellings for this bay, so excuse the shout. People are banshees on this boat. Nothing can ever be done in a calm, collected manner. So yeah, we're headed around there and hopefully we have a bit more peace and quiet than we did last night.
Thank you for watching with us. If you enjoyed our video, please give it a like, and if you want to keep up with our videos, please hit the subscribe button. We would also like to thank our Patreons and members. Your help is going a long way towards saving towards a new underwater camera.